Good day, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip while we do an unboxing of the Britney Spears Oracle. I'm really excited for this one. I thought we'd bring in something a little bit more light-hearted and fun after diving into those very deep and spicy decks that we've been looking at the past couple of days, the Angel Tarot and the Occult Tarot. So this is a whole different alley. We're going down now, something a little bit more playful, a little bit more spirited. And we're going to be doing a collective read while we look through these cards and tap into the energy of what are the strengths we carry forward with us now? What have we learned from what we've been through in the past? And how is that going to really be the foundation of what we build in the future moving forward, right? So let's take a look. Let's have a look at it. We got this packaging here. This is a really nice box that this comes in, nice sturdy box, and it actually opens from the side, okay? And it says on here, a deck and guidebook to be stronger than yesterday. Oh, so much fun. Brittany, she's definitely been through a lot of challenges, right? And she is who she is, absolutely unapologetically. And she's used all of her experiences to carry her forward. And she marches to the beat of her own drummer. She doesn't really care what anybody thinks of her. And, to overcome the challenges that she went through in such a public way, right? It's like she was under the spotlight while she was going through some of the most traumatic experiences in her life. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the strength it takes to make it through an experience like that? Some of the stuff she's been through with the whole world watching. Think about your most vulnerable moments. So I have to say, I have deep respect for her because she really dealt with a lot of people who did her dirty, who didn't treat her right, who really disrespected her and tried to humiliate her and strip her of her dignity and her birthright, what she worked so hard for. And she stood in her truth, in her integrity. She fought the good fight. And, she's living life on her terms. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I love that she just gives absolutely no fucks what anybody thinks of it. And that she always speaks her mind. But she is a Sagittarius, okay? So Saggies are known for that. We open up the box here, and this is a really nice presentation. I like this packaging. We've got a guidebook here. And then on the side here, we have the little pocket for the Oracle cards. So I'm just going to have a look at this guidebook. And this looks like I'm looking at what Ted's up to here. Ted, what are you doing? Come on, Bubba. No. Looks like a nice guidebook, like really colorful. Has Britney posing in her different outfits. If you've seen Britney on IG, she loves to pose in her different outfits. So this is really cute. This is just like a cute fun deck, but that's the thing. It's like you can't judge a book by its cover. She comes off really like cute and fun, right? But she's spicy. She's spicy. Britney's spicy, and she's strong. She is a very strong individual. It takes a lot of courage to still be willing to put yourself out there after, being through what she's been through. So I do have a lot of respect for her. I got like this vacuum sealed packaging here. This packaging is stronger than yesterday. Oh my gosh, can I get through it? Can I get through it? Doesn't that feel like what it's like right now? We're trying to open up new cycles in our lives, collective, and it just feels like there's still some stuff clinging like cling wrap from the past that we just have to get through to get to the other side. But I have faith that we can do it. This is really cute. This is a cute deck. I like the design on the back. Feels like really good quality cards. I do want to say that this deck was gifted to me by my dear compadre on the Wild Way path, Coconuts. And it's perfect. I love this coming in. So we're just going to dive into it, okay? I'm going to pull cards. I'll stop on ones that I feel are really resonating for the collective and give whatever download comes in for me around that, because I'm not going to read through the meanings in the guidebook. And I usually don't use the books, to be honest with you. It's just not how I read cards. I tend to peruse the book at some point, just to get an idea of what the artist's original interpretation was. But, I really just use them as something to spark the opening of the channel to get the download for what needs to come in. So let's have a look here. Okay. Ooh, we got the yogi. I love this. And this is camel pose, okay? So camels, if you think about camels, they are able to trek long distances through the desert without any hydration because they have all of that nourishment stored up within themselves. So I feel like that's what we need to remember here is that we have everything we need inside of us to get through this passage, this in between time we're in right now. We got the new moon coming in. It is also wrapping up a very long eclipse cycle we've been in that got kicked off back in April. So what wasn't seen then is coming to light now. And this is the completion of that cycle. And then we're going to really step into a whole new terrain. We're going to be beginning a new journey, heading off in a new direction that we haven't been before. Everything's going to be brand new. We're clearing out the old energy. We're stepping into the new. We're getting rid of those last little bits of stuff that's clinging to us. And right now it might kind of feel like, oh, well, I'm not quite sure how things are going to pan out or which way the ball is going to bounce or what direction I should head in or any of these things, and I think it's about remembering that you're going to endure, you're going to have what it takes to get to the other side. You have everything you need inside of you. And right now it's really important to just nurture yourself. Make sure you're taking some time for self-care and do be aware of the way that you can kind of interrupt the ease of moving into the new cycle by being in this like kind of contracted space where maybe you're anticipating that the future has more of the same of what you've already been through. And so you're kind of walking into the new cycle guarded. And remember to open it up. And you can even work with this pose, camel pose. Don't work with it if you have any kind of disc issues though, all right? my body worker experience coming into play, but it is wonderful. Okay. And you can use yoga blocks to help you ease into this pose. You can even just stand and put the palms of your hands on your lower back and kind of inhale and like lift up at the crown so you can get some space in between your vertebrae before you like lean back and open into that chest expansion. But practice this, like opening up the chest. Even if it's just when you notice that your shoulders round forward during the day, just open up the chest and just say, yes, I'm ready to step into the new cycle. Start retraining your brain to look at things differently so you don't move into this new cycle guarded and anticipating that, it's going to be a repeat of the same. It's not going to be because you're stronger than yesterday. You've gained experience and you're going to move through the cycle in a new way. So really kind of cool opening statement there. Okay. The visionary. I love it. I love it. These are unanticipated. I didn't know what to expect with this deck, but I'm digging this vibe. Okay, these are coming in attached to one another, so we're going to take both of them. We got the strong woman. Okay. That is like Empress energy to me, coming in with the trailblazer. All right. So I think this is really the key right now is to be open to things being different than they've been before, because you just moved out of a cycle where you had to integrate a lot of your shadow. We've also collectively been moving through that Chiron in Aries energy, which is about the wound of the self. So we've all been kind of tapping into the places where we may feel insecure or where we maybe thought that we would be ahead of where we are. And also dealing with challenges, just stuff that's weighed heavily on our hearts, luggage we've been dragging around with us like the bag lady, and now it's time to move into this new cycle, like lighten up and really recognize all the strength that was gained through those experiences. You've been holding space for some really heavy stuff, collective. You've had to do a lot of work that required bravery on your part and the ability to kind of step into your power and stand up for yourself and draw your boundary lines and say, you know what? No, I'm ready to have a different kind of life. And this is what's really going to help you blaze that trail as you head into the future and you do it from a place of creating from your empowerment as opposed to creating from the place where you were wounded. So there's no longer this need to really stay in this old stuck mindset like, oh, it's just going to be the same. Well, are you the same? You're not the same. So your whole frequency is shifted. All right. What you're going to bring forward from this point is going to be very different from anything you've seen before. And it looks good. You know, you're going to be really bringing in a lot of creativity into the way you choose to earn your money. Like this has been coming in big time. Like a lot of people are starting to take the risk to bring their creativity forward, to look at living life in a new way. You know, you might do some things that are kind of unexpected. I just got some people maybe, you know, making really big moves and striking out in directions that feel a little bit unnerving, a little bit risky. It's kind of a lot to step up into, you know. You may feel a little bit of that old apprehension, like, do I have what it takes to really step into this? And I think if you got an idea that's inspiring you, if there's something that's lighting you up and it's making you feel excited, it was 11:22 on the clock when I said that, that means you're coming into alignment with what you're here to do. That's like getting the download, you know, getting the download of what your purpose is and how you're meant to activate it in the world right now, which for a lot of people is going to be through channels of creativity, doing things your own way, having your own individual stamp on what you're creating, what you're birthing into being now, what you're building into the future. So I think this is really, really cool energy here. Okay, we got the starlit. Beautiful, beautiful. These are great. The spotlight. So cool, so cool. The space princess. Yeah, you know, the space princess. It makes me think of, you know, that song that she wore this in, you know. Wasn't this in, didn't she wear this in Toxic? I could be wrong. I'm not like totally up on my Britney Spears stuff. To be honest with you, I mean, I admire her for who she is and I admire her for her strength, but it's not my style of music. It's not the type of music that I listen to. I love punk and I love, you know, old school new wave and hip hop. And I listen to a lot of the music that I grew up with. I like garage music from like the 60s and the 70s. And pop music is just kind of like not really, it's not really my thing, you know, but I have a lot of admiration for her, just for who she is and how she's represented herself. And she's, you know, navigated some pretty tricky terrain. And I feel like this like space princess, it made me think of Toxic when I saw this, but I don't know if that's the outfit she wore in Toxic, but we're going to take it because I'm getting the Toxic memo. So I feel like it's through you taking the space, you know, to see things clearly about what was kind of sabotaging you, not only within yourself, like your own personal beliefs or your own personal senses of limitation that largely came from people around you, kind of programming you, telling you what you were capable of achieving or who you had to be as you moved through the world. I see you like got some space and stepped into more of your individuality so you could really look at things objectively, look at the ways that you sabotage yourself, also look at what you've taken on from other people, what isn't true for you, what it's okay to shed because you now see things differently from going through this big cycle of growth and integration of the shadow aspects. So you can now choose to move forward in a more empowered way. And I also believe this is in just like where you've been investing your time, your energy, your social circle, like where are the weak links, you know? Because if you got a weak link, it strengthens the whole chain of command, you know. And I feel like you are moving forward into more of a commanding energy in your life. You're not being in this space of thinking others have to do things for you, fix things for you, guide you. Like you're really getting in touch with your own inner strength and your own ability to chart your course and understanding that it's what you make of it. It's what you choose to carry forward. You can choose to stay in the place of like feeling victimized and thinking about all the things that have been done to you or all the things that didn't turn out the way you thought they would, or you can really step into this place of, you know what? Okay, that was then, this is now, and now it can be whatever I want it to be. And I'm going to choose to step out of the place in me that is whole, you know, that's whole and that triumphed over those challenges of the past. And, you know, I'm back in touch with my mojo. I got it going on and I'm going to rise above all that kind of toxic shit, and I'm going to step into the new potential, which is really anything I want it to be. Okay. But I do feel like you've been getting some space to like get back in touch with your own essence, get back in touch with your mojo again. And this has helped you get a lot of objectivity and helped you understand what needed to go and what's here to stay, what has staying power and what doesn't. The Snake Charmer. Okay, now that song, Slave, for you, I did like that song. I admit it. I did like that song. That song's a bop. Okay, I did like that song. And I loved that she danced with the snake. I thought that was a really cool moment. The Siren. The Showstopper. These are great. The Seeker. One thing that I'm noticing about these cards is they're really celebrating the moments of her really being in her element and shining. And I think that's a beautiful thing. The Schoolgirl. The Ringleader. Yeah, not my monkeys, not my circus. It's like I think that there's been a lot of extricating yourself from the drama and understanding that at the times when you allowed yourself to be activated by what other people were doing, what other people were saying, and you allowed yourself to move into that space where you started like engaging with it, like feeling the need to assert yourself or speak back to it, or even get, subtly involved in the dance. I feel like a lot of this has happened for the collective on social media. I think you started noticing the ways that, oh, wait a minute, I'm actually like encouraging this. I'm actually, being part of this dysfunction. And maybe I don't need to do that anymore. And I can just kind of like pull my energy back, leave these people to their circus, and I'm going to be the ringleader in my life. I'm going to step into my power. And by doing this, by taking that space, you've been able to realize that these are the actual things that have been blocking your forward motion, and also owning your part in it. Like, not just blaming it on other people. And yeah, some people are difficult, they bring challenges your way. But at the same time, it's there to reflect something back to you. And I think a lot of us collective have looked at the ways that we've kind of encouraged these behaviors just by entertaining them, by holding space for them. And maybe at times it felt like a little punchy and it felt like a little fun, and, just sort of getting embroiled in like the whole drama of it, I think at the same time you began to recognize it's like, I don't want to feed this anymore, because when I feed this and I get caught up in this and I go for this tit for tat, or I need to get the last word in, or I need to prove myself to people who already are devoted to misunderstanding me, it's a distraction. It's a distraction. And then I don't really step into that place of empowerment and strength into my life where I can be the ringleader. I get to dictate, what my life is like, what kind of atmosphere I have around me, what kind of people come into that circle, and what I'm creating from that space. So it feels very healthy to me. The Record Breaker, the Rebel, the Professional. I like this deck too because it's showing that, sometimes we get in this place where we really limit the expression of our lives because we only focus on like a certain aspect of who we are, and we forget that we're multi-dimensional beings and we have many different talents and so many different avenues that we can explore. And it's sort of like, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. Are there dreams that you have that maybe you've put aside because you thought, oh, that's just not me, well, you have the dream for a reason, right? It's awakening inside of you for a reason. So if there's something you've been wanting to do, but you've been feeling kind of uncomfortable, like it may feel sort of awkward to step into it because you're just sort of used to being a certain way and other people are used to being a certain way. You're not sure how people would react to you doing something completely different. I think it's really about getting in touch with that 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 energy that you don't have to limit yourself in any way. You can be all the things. You can be all the things that resonate with you and speak to you. And it's good to shake things up. It's good to learn something new about yourself. And I have a certain mindset that the more uncomfortable it is, or like it kind of makes you feel a little nervous, makes your knees shake a little bit, like that's a leap you should take, because usually it leads to some major transformation and big bless up on the other side. If you can have the courage to like trust where you're feeling pulled, like what's lighting you up and exciting you, it always brings something so good on the other side. The Princess of Pop, the Perfume Queen. Some of you might be developing products. Some of you are getting into e-commerce. You haven't done this before. It's a whole new arena for you. Some of you are getting into beauty, you know, the area of beauty. Some of you are launching scents, signature scents. Some of you, somebody out there, I just got this, somebody out there has this idea of creating signature scents for people based on their natal charts. I don't know where that came from. You're on to something. And if there isn't somebody out there who's thinking of that right now, that's for somebody in the collective to hear that is into perfumery. Okay, this could be a really cool direction to explore. So you're welcome for that download there, because that would be a pretty cool idea. Can you imagine like working with people's natal charts to determine like what perfume would be best for them, and then you blend it to them. It's their own unique signature scent. That is like so cool. Somebody should jump on that. Britney Spears should jump on that. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. Okay. So that's a gift from the divine for somebody who is a self-starter out there, because you know what? Lots of brilliant ideas can come through. It was 22 on the clock when I said this. Lots of brilliant ideas can come through. But there's the difference, okay? There's the difference between the inspiration and actually having what it takes to follow through. Follow through and bringing something into being requires that you put yourself out there, that you take the risk, that you do the work, and that you fuel it. You fuel it with your fire of inspiration. So, this may be a piece coming in too for those of you who do have like this brilliant idea and it's been sitting around forever, but you haven't done anything with it. Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's not just going to magically fall into your lap. Like, you got to grind a little bit, man. You do. And I know there's this like big thing right now. I see it on social media all the time about how, well, we shouldn't have to work so hard for this. And it's like, yeah, hey, man, it would be great. It would be great if things were just always effortless, but there is value to work, and there is value. 23 on the clock when I said that. Yeah, 5-5. 5-5 leads to 10, the new beginning, putting an end to this thinking that says, that there's something wrong with having a certain level of discipline and drive and ambition and actually applying yourself to the work at hand. It's like, it can be an excellent barometer for you to help determine, like, how much do I really want it? How invested in it am I really? Because let me tell you something, when you love what you do, you just do it and you keep working, even if you're not seeing an immediate turnaround for your effort, because it lights you up like that. It's what you're here to do. All right. So in some cases, use this as sort of like, this is my litmus test. Do I really want to bring this dream into being? And if you find you aren't really invested in it, you might be ready to let some things go and revamp where you've been directing your energy in terms of business pursuits or things you're wanting to create, things you're wanting to bring into the world. And that's okay. It's okay to have a directional reroute, but get in touch with what really excites you. And if you do have this thing that you're like, oh, if only, well, stop making it an if only. What do you need to do to make it and it is so? Okay. This is what it's all about. All right. The movie star. Yeah, you're the star of your own movie. Like you can create whatever you want. It's all about your ability to not just see it, right? But anybody who's seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, we got a morphing coming together of like Dr. Frankenfurter and Britney right now. It's like, yeah, you can dream all you want, but that's not going to get you anywhere. Don't dream it, be it. Okay. So think about that. Think about other people who've achieved things in alignment with what you're looking to call into the world, whether that's to be an author or whether that's to create an album or build a business or go back to school and get your degree or whatever it is that you're looking to invest your time and energy into. Successful people that have gone down those paths, what kind of habits did they have to make that come into being? You know, there's sometimes things that you have to restructure. Sometimes you have to give things up that are getting in the way of getting you ahead in order to see those things move out of the space of just like, oh, someday that would be nice, to actually like, wow, I did it. I'm here. And you'll find that if you just start putting one foot in front of the other, just taking one step at a time, one step leads to another. Okay. So if you're not quite sure what you need to do right now, just take the first little step. All right. And the rest will follow. Watch. It'll build a momentum of its own, and just stay committed. Because the reality is, anytime you go to put a dream into motion, it takes a lot of hard work. It does. And whenever you go for a dream, you also have to have the risk of failure. It runs tandem, man. And even at times when you may have a perceived failure, failures often lead to successes because they help you tweak things or bring things into a better alignment for them to be better than they were before, be stronger than they were yesterday. Okay. So like, keep this piece in mind. The mother. Oh, I like this shirt. I have a golden ticket. How cute. Oh, the masterpiece. Great deck. This is a really positive deck. I love it. The lucky star. The lucky star. Living legend. The little star. Yeah, dust off those dreams from when you were a little kid. Like, what are those dreams you had when you were a child? And if your little one inside could talk to you today, if you could have a seat with them and ask them, what would you like to be doing at this time? Maybe see if you can bring a little of that magic into charting your way forward. And it's amazing what can come from just remembering that little part of you, the kid and the things that you were excited about, like what you thought you would be when you grew up. And maybe there were things that happened along the way where you started to lose hope in your dreams and you started to kind of quiet your voice, and you allowed others to kind of take the stage instead of you stepping into the spotlight of your own life. Maybe you can recapture some of that by spending time with your inner child, getting in touch with the things that really made that child get excited and feel like anything was possible, and bring a little bit of that special magic into this new cycle as you move forward, collective. The halftime superstar. The graphic tee. Yeah, some of you know what you need to let go to move forward, and that may have a lot to do with why you've been feeling a little insecure. It's so important. It's so important not to base your worth on what somebody else thinks of you. And sometimes we have to be grateful for those people that maybe put us down or rejected us. Rejection can be protection, and it preserves the best parts of you, because maybe if you stayed in certain situations, slowly you would just become a shadow of yourself. And I think those of you who are sitting with this and it's resonating for you, know what I'm talking about. It's like once you get a little space, once you get a little distance, you're going to realize how much clinging to something out of a sense of just wanting to prove that, you could overcome it. It kind of became like a source of self-punishment and really limited you from stepping into the full potential of who you are. And once you get away from the negatives, self-talk and the negative internalized opinions of other people about your worthiness or your attractiveness or what you have to offer, you're going to really see things a lot differently. And from there, you're going to feel your energy free up a lot. And you're going to remember who you were. You're going to remember you as that little one inside. And you're going to realize that you don't have to take that on, and it was never yours in the first place. And that's going to be very freeing for you. Yeah, the goddess. Okay. Stepping up into that empress energy. That's what I'm really picking up from this, like ready to birth new things into being, step into your creative potential, your fullness, remembering who you are, man. Remembering who you are. The Forest Fairy. This is a great deck. I really like this deck. The Fitness Fan. You know, be sure to have a nice self-care routine in play too. And fitness is a great routine to have. And it can be whatever you want it to be, you know, make it your own. Do things that feel good to your body. Move in ways that you enjoy. You know, don't slog your way through workouts that you can't stand, right? This is about doing things that feel good to you and to give you the support you need. But moving your body, physical fitness, it's such an excellent way to just release any kind of pent up stress, tension, emotions. It's so excellent, and it's empowering. And in particular, strength training, any kind of strength training is so good for they've actually studied this. It's excellent for giving a feeling of self-esteem and empowerment. Okay. So take care of your body, take care of you. And it's amazing when you start to invest in yourself and invest in your care, it changes the whole dynamic of how you interact with other people and also the quality of people that show up in your life and how those who are currently in your life show up differently. When they start seeing you really like stepping into your own self-care, not requiring on other people, you know, to fulfill your needs. And it can be a really wonderful place to build upon in terms of how we connect with each other through connecting first with ourselves from this place of like, no, I'm going to take accountability for my well-being. And I'm going to make sure I have time to manage my stress, make sure my body's feeling good. And this is also important anytime you're stepping into a new cycle where there's a lot of forward motion, things are changing. You know, it's an anchoring point. Having a good solid fitness routine is an anchoring point that allows you to move through the changes and the fluctuations in a way where you feel very solid instead of sort of just feeling like at the whim of the winds of change. Okay. So I think that this could be really good. And also, you know, we have been moving through a really heavy cycle, a really heavy cycle. So this can, and you know, this just coming in now, you know, some of you may have found that, especially as we've been going through the whole Pluto retrograde, you know, long, dark hallway of, you know, horrors as we face down all the apparitions of the past. You know, you might have found that there were times that you fell into unhealthy coping mechanisms where you tuned out with, you know, emotional eating, or you turned to, you know, going out and partying a bit too much, and maybe that's negatively affected your health. And so it's time to kind of like let's reel it in, bring in some of that self-discipline through applying it to your self-care, and then watch how that's mirrored and how you show up in other pursuits in your life. It really gets the momentum going when you take care of yourself on that level. And when you're properly managing your stress, then you can be more effective in everything you do. And then you might find that that project you'd set aside or that dream that you put on the shelf, you take it down, you dust it off, and you're good to go. Okay. Really cool. The flight attendant. Yeah, I know that was from Toxic for sure. For sure. Oh, you know what? Hit me, baby, one more time. That's what the red outfit was from, right? Well, Toxic wanted to come in. Hey, hit me, baby, one more time. Maybe that's like, do you need to be hit another time? Like if you're having something come back around the bend and it feels like, oh my gosh, I've seen this before. I know what this is, you know? And you want to believe it's different. You want to believe it's changed. You know, do you really need to have it hit you another time? How many times do you need to be hit over the head before you get the memo and understand the assignment? The femme fatale, the femme fatale, the fashionista. Okay. The dancer. Dancing is a great form of exercise. And I don't want to hear it if you're like, oh, I don't know how to dance. I can't dance. I have no rhythm. Bullshit. Everybody can dance. You dance like nobody's watching, you know? And for real, just like put on your music in your living room and just dance it out. Let yourself move your body, like get the energy moving, get it flowing. It feels good. It feels good, and it's very cathartic. It's excellent for like just blowing out the cobwebs, letting go of all the old stuff. In fact, if there are some shadows that are still kind of clinging, like stuff that you know you need to clear out, dance it out, you know? Take a focus into your dance when you go and turn on your music and just say, okay, today I'm dancing out that breakup. You know, I'm gonna dance that man, or I'm gonna dance that woman out of my being. You know, I'm gonna just clear that energy out. Or maybe you are feeling really kind of like you lacking some confidence because you lost your job or suffered some other kind of setback. You know, I'm gonna go and dance out that feeling of insecurity, that lack of confidence, and just put on the music that resonates for you with that and move your body, just move it out of your body. Because when you go and you dance, you're allowing yourself to kind of like tap through that creative energy, and the creative energy can be very transformational. It also gives expression for the feelings, which helps them to be released without you getting into the whole story about, well, they did this and they did that and they said this, which if you stay there, you're going to just say stuck there and you ain't going to go anywhere. Okay. So this can be such a helpful medium to work with. Plus, it gets your lymph moving. And that helps. That helps with everything. It helps every function in your body to operate optimally. All right. So it's just a wonderful way to get energy moving and to also get you kind of like clearing the energy out and loosening the body, and get yourself feeling really good. Excellent stress management. Highly recommend it. Plus, it's fun. Okay. The cusp. Oh, I like that they added a cusp card. That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay. The bubblegum Brit. Very cute. The boho babe. I love this. The blue jean queen. Yeah, you know, I remember when she wore this. She wore this. She was with Justin Timberlake at the time, and I just heard, "Cry me a river." Yeah, that's what you can say to all those people who like put you down, you know, had things to say about you, you know? It's like, oh, sometimes, you know, it's a little too late, man. It's a little too late. You can bless them up, send them on their way, and you keep moving on toward your bright future, okay? The beach, babe. You know, go hang out on the beach for a while. Go take a vacation, drop in, nurture yourself, you know? Just enjoy getting back into your own rhythm again. The badass. And then we got the artist. Okay. So we're going to break in these cards and we're just going to do a little mini read for the collective here. And we're going to see what are the strengths that we're carrying forward as we prepare to enter the new cycle that will be coming in with that new moon in Scorpio. What are we going to learn? You know, what's going to come to light? And how can we use that to shine a way forward for us as we step into the future and all that is to come? Okay. All right. The lucky star. The lucky star is on the bottom there. Okay. So I really feel like this is your time to, you know, acknowledge how much growth you've done and also to get ready to receive your time in the spotlight. I think there's a big Six of Wands energy here where it's about a time of coming into your success, seeing the results of the work you've put in. Those of you who have put things in motion you're really going to see things elevating. You know, this is definitely a time where you're going to be getting your flowers, feeling really good. It's that star that was promised in the star tarot card, you know. The star is all about going through a difficult time. You're in the dark, you're muddling your way through, you're doing what you need to do to heal yourself. And even though it seems kind of dark and like I don't really know what's up ahead, I'm just waiting for something to like feel right. I'm ready for my moment to come where I can step out of this old cycle and into the new. It's like trusting that that star is on the rise. It is going to guide you to something so much better on the other side of what you've been through. And I also feel like a lot of you are going to gain recognition. Those of you who have been putting a lot of energy into your business pursuits, your creative projects, those of you who have been getting ready for some type of art gallery opening, those of you who've been creating albums or writing books, working on screenplays, those of you who've been going on auditions, maybe you got I just got this, you got a really big audition on deck and you're like wondering like, oh gosh, how it's going to go, you know, you might be surprised. You might be surprised. Your lucky star is on the rise, okay? And I also got, I was just thinking of Lucky Star by Madonna. You know, Madonna and Britney, they've been good friends. So I also got this other piece about, you know, you may be my lucky star because you shine on me from wherever you are. I feel like you're also going to connect with somebody who's going to see what shines in you and they're going to want to spotlight it. You know, they're going to want to support you in stepping into that. You're going to receive some kind of acknowledgement from somebody and they feel like you're the star in their life. Okay. And it's going to bring something really beautiful forward. Okay, let's come in for the collective. As we head into that new moon energy, how can we step into that new moon energy in an empowering way? Let's come in for the collective with that new moon energy. Scorpio, as we prepare to step into this new cycle. Well, I'm going to just take this one because this one came out. Got two cards here. I can't make it up. The lucky star came out again. Okay. Like I said, there's this time of real recognition and having your moment in the spotlight. And it came in with the masterpiece. All right. The masterpiece. So I'm getting a couple things here. First of all, I'm getting that what you got, what you've been building, what you've been creating, it's like chef's kiss. Okay. It is a masterpiece. And you are a master at what you're bringing in. Like you bring something very unique to the table. It's a whole different slant. Nobody's seen it done quite the way you do it. And it's something that is really going to gain you a lot of recognition. I see a lot of success for you. I also feel like you have a mentor coming in. There's somebody that has really kind of been a master at the field that you're stepping into now. And they're going to give you some kind of guidance that's really going to support you in moving forward. And this person's going to play a pivotal role in what develops for you in the future here. All right, let's see. Any other messages coming into the collective around stepping into this new moon energy? This is quite different from the occult tarot, huh? Oh, see, I have many sides to me. I have many sides. I can go deep and I can go to the heavy places, but I also know how to have fun, okay? And I think that's the key, right? We're all moving out of kind of a heavy cycle. So remind yourself that it's time to lighten up a bit. It's not just about lightening up but letting go, but also letting go to, you know, just having some fun for a bit. Just put down the stress and worries for a while and, you know, enjoy yourself. I just heard Rock with You, Michael Jackson, you know. Relax your mind, man. Just relax your mind. Just, again, like, go out, have fun, let your hair down, get together with your friends, go out and just do something, just to blow off some steam. And just know that everything you're building is leading you to a really beautiful place. Okay, they're really being slow about releasing any more information. So I'm just going to do one more pass. Okay, just give me one more card and then we'll do a cut of the deck energy. Spirit of Britney Spears, let your energy come through, Britney. What would you tell everybody if you could tell them anything moving forward? Because hey, it's all one consciousness. We're all tapped in. Woo! She says, man, just chill out, open up to it, get ready to receive it because it all wants to pour in for you. And it's just about you not blocking your path. Live from your heart. Don't let anybody ever shut your heart down. You can move through the world and you can move through the world in strength and stability, but you can also do it from a place of never shutting down, no matter how anybody else has taught you to be in the past, no matter what you've seen reflected in the people around you, no matter how many times you've been hurt in the past. Just know that you're meant to live this life with an open heart and to greet all that wants to come your way in that spirit of just saying yes to it and letting it in because you've earned it, you've earned it. And, she is very much open-hearted. She does have a sensitive heart. She is brave in being able to let herself be seen emotionally. And it's a really good message to come in for the collective, all right? Bottom of the deck energy. All right? Somebody needs this message out there, all right? So we're bringing that in. Cut of the deck. Yeah, don't allow your heart to shut down because of what you've been through in the past, okay? You're meant to trailblaze right now. And that's the thing. When you're blazing a trail, when you're on a mission and there's something you're calling into being, and you got a fire lit under your ass, sometimes it means you might need to go your own way for a while. Not everybody's going to be able to come with you, but that's okay. It's okay because you're entering a new cycle and there's new people that are going to align with you. And it's nothing about having any kind of animosity or holding on to any of the old energy of the past cycle or holding a grudge or anything like that. It's just about understanding that you have the freedom to choose to live the life you want to live on your own terms, and you don't need to let anybody hold you back. So stay in touch with that because you're heading off in a brand new direction, and what you're bringing in is so inspiring. And yeah, dance it out, man. Just dance it out. There's something about this coming in. I mean, it is Britney, and she loves dance and the music. Okay, so like play your music, get in touch with your music, work it out of your body, dance it out, and dance through life as you head into this new cycle. Because there's lots of reason to feel footloose and fancy free. You don't need to feel weighed down anymore. It's all going to get lighter and brighter from here.